So here we are. And time to get to it. So feet shoulder width, nice big hoop, and gently turning. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Reaching over. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Raising the arms, bending at the waist. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Middle once. We inhale and exhale. Very good. And again. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. Left. 2, 3. Middle once. Inhale and exhale. Hands on the waist. Rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. And we switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Very good. Crossing the arms. Knees, gentle circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, Kathleen. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. We switch hands, switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Hands on the waist, turning the head side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Tilting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Rotation, looking all the way around. 1, 2, and 3. And we switch. 1, 2, and 3. Let's open our feet up, arms out, turning the waist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now we put our hands on the waist. We're going to step out with the right leg to the right side, empty stance. And because we're going to go side to side, 180 turn, it might help for everyone to face that right wall to start. Good, and we're going to go forward, back, forward, and back. We pivot on the heel, shift to the right, pivot on the left, go forward, back, forward, back, pivot, shift, pivot, forward, back, forward, back, pivot, shift, pivot, forward, back, forward, and back. Very good. Shake it out. Deep breathing. Okay, we're going to put the hands on the waist, going back, shoulder rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Welcome back. Arm swings, inhale and exhale. Very good. Deep breathing again. And we're going to make circles with the wrists. Excellent. Can't believe how lucky we've been with the weather that we're still January with the door open. It's nice. I won't complain about that, that's for sure. And let's change directions. We come over the top and down the middle. Very good. Both palms down. Big circle. 1, 2, and up. And we switch. 1, 2, and up. 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 Very good. Palms down. Shifting the weight to the side. We lift the weight off of that leg. Bring your right foot in, out, in, out. And then gently shift, lift, in, out, in, out. Shift, lift, in, out, in, out. Shift, lift, in, out, in, and out. Very good. So now we put all our weight on our right foot. We're going to bring the foot back, lightly touching the toe. And when we bring the foot forward, lightly touching the toe. We don't want to land with weight on the foot. If we can avoid it, we want to just lightly touch, 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 and touch. So with the left foot back, we're going to bring the left hand forward, and then we switch hands as we bring the foot forward, back. Good. Forward, back. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, and back. Very good. Let's switch sides, put all our weight on the left, lightly touching back with the right, lightly touch, 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 and touch. Good. Right foot back, right hand forward, and we swing. Very good. Very good. All right, let's put all our weight on our right foot. We're going to lightly touch to the side, and we come in, out, in, and out. So with the foot out to the side, both hands to the right, we come across as we come in and out, in and out. You had it. It was good. That's it. You've got it. That's it exactly. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, and out. That is excellent. Honestly, I don't want to like put you on the spot, but at the same time, I want to recognize, you know, a lot of times we go, oh, I'm, for whatever reason, whether it's, you know, I'm tired or I have, you know, aches and pains or I'm sore from an injury, whatever it might be, that we feel a need to sit down during class. And many people at that moment go, okay, I'll just sit, you know. And to do something that involves the leg, and you did that, you know, intuitively on your own, that's awesome. So kudos, good stuff. All right, so we're gonna put all of our weight on the left foot. We reach out with the right to the side, both hands to the left, and we come in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. You got it. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, and out. Excellent. So just again, as a reminder, and actually everybody without exception is doing very well with that exercise. But I just want to point out one of the things that happens when we first start these types of exercises where, you know, anytime you're lifting your foot off the ground, there's a risk of loss of balance. And so if we're going to do lifting our foot off the ground and swinging our arms and all this motion, there's an even greater possibility of loss of balance. And so that can kind of put mental tension there where we're a little bit nervous about it and we're worried, oh, I don't want to lose my balance. And what I notice is that everybody's doing it beautifully now. And one of the reasons for that is I can just see even on your faces that people are more relaxed while we're doing this now, because you have some experience with it. You know what to expect largely. And the thing is, that's a self-fulfilling prophecy in the right direction, because, you know, if we're fearful, that's also a self-fulfilling prophecy. We get really scared and fall over. But if we're really relaxed, we feel more relaxed, we feel more in balance. And so that also is something that's kind of contagious. So that's a good thing. I just wanted to mention that I had seen that. So let's do deep breathing. Very good. All right, so we're going to point our right foot towards the front of the class. And then we're going to put the arch of our left foot against the heel of the right. And then we're going to step straight out with the left foot. Good. So we want to shift to the left, release the hip, and turn to the left. Sit back on the right, release the hip, turn back on the right. Now, I do want to point out that the alignment of your feet is going to make a big difference in your experience here, because as an example, if I have this foot over here, but I'm trying to shift to the side, it throws me off balance. The same thing if I'm here and I'm trying to shift this way, it's going to throw me off balance, which is why we kind of go to this T stance and then step straight out. And so from here, when we shift, you release your hip, your body aligns to that direction. You sit back, relax the hip, the body aligns to this direction. We shift, turn, sit back, turn, shift, turn, sit back, and turn. Very good. So right hand to the shoulder, left hand to the hip. Just as a quick reminder, when we shift to the left side, it's the left hand that comes up. So even if your hands get confused, you still know that that side is going up. Okay, so we shift, lift with the left, draw down with the right, lift the left elbow, turn, draw down with the left. Right hand to the shoulder, sit back, left hand to the hip, shift to the left, lift the left, draw down with the right, turn, draw down with the left. Right hand to the shoulder, left hand to the hip, shift to the left, lift the left, draw down with the right, turn, draw down with the left. Right hand to the shoulder, left hand to the hip, shift to the left, lift the left, draw down with your right, turn, draw down with your left. Right hand to the shoulder, left hand to the hip, shift to the left, lift the left, draw down with your right, turn, draw down with your left. That's really good, everyone. Let's try the other side. So we're going to point our left toe straight towards the front of the clasp, arch of the right foot against the heel of the left, and step straight out. Very good. So now we're going to shift to the right, release the hip, turn to the right, sit back on the left, turn to the left. Shift to the right, turn to the right, sit back on the left, turn to the left. Shift to the right, turn to the right, sit back on the left, turn to the left. Shift to the right, turn to the right, sit back on the left, turn to the left. Very good. Left hand to the shoulder, right hand to the hip. Remember, it's going to be the right hand that comes up. So there we go. We shift to the right, lift the right, draw down with the left, turn, draw down with the right. Left hand to the shoulder, right hand to the hip, shift to the right, lift the right, draw down with the left, turn, draw down with the right. Left hand to the shoulder, right hand to the hip, shift to the right, lift the right, draw down with the left, turn, draw down with the right. Excellent, everyone. Left hand to the shoulder, right hand to the hip, shift to the right, lift the right, draw down with the left, turn, draw down with the right. Very, very well done. All right, so this one again can be done either shoulder width or lightly touching. I'm gonna hold on, everyone. Sorry.
Please call me on my cell at 617-803-6280. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
No, it's that, sorry, it's running. It's just that Tamara Green is in her office with the mic on, and so there's like a phone call going on, and I don't think she wants to stream out her conversation. So, no, it's because it's in my, yeah, so it's in the stream. If you guys give me just 1 second, I'm just gonna run and let her know. Okay. Hey there. Oh, no worries, thanks. No problem, no problem. All right, I just didn't want to, I didn't want to put her her private information on public blast without her knowing. So, okay. So as we're gonna either shoulder width or lightly touch with your left toe, crossing the wrist with the left hand on the outside. We're gonna lift the elbows to horizontal, extend the left hand to the front, and turn to the corner. Remember to try to keep your head forward. Drop the elbows, turn back to the front and cross. Lift the elbows, extend the left hand to the front, turn to the corner. Drop the elbows, turn back to the front. Lift the elbows, extend the left hand to the front, turn to the corner. Drop the elbows, turn back to the front. Good. So I do want to point something out. When we go from this vertical to horizontal elbow, sometimes without knowing it, we lift the shoulders. And what we want to do is in a relaxed fashion, lift the elbows without the shoulders coming up. So if you feel shoulder near your neck, it's probably because because what happens as we lift the elbow, it's tight and it all kind of comes up. If you can, relax as much as possible. You lift the elbows, but you see the shoulders are still down. And then we extend, turn. Good, drop the elbows, turn back to the front. Lift the elbows, extend the left hand to the front, turn to the corner. Drop the elbows, turn back to the front, good. Lift the elbows, extend left hand to the front, turn to the corner. Drop the elbows, turn back to the front. Excellent. Let's try the other side. So we're going to lightly touch with the right toe, cross with the right hand on the outside, horizontal elbow, extend the right hand to the front, turn to the corner. Drop the elbow, turn back to the front. Remember to keep our head facing the front as we extend and turn, drop, turn. Horizontal, open, drop, close. Horizontal, open, vertical, close. Horizontal, open, vertical, close. Awesome. Very good. All right, deep breathing. All right, so now we're going to do preparation. We lift, draw down, press and settle. Draw down, press and settle. Good. Very good. So again, I'm going to turn to the side because it may also help, but we're going to be doing it from the direction you're facing right now. But if you can see, this is again a situation where because I'm raising my hands, I might be inclined to raise the shoulder. When I say lift from the back, I don't actually mean from the shoulder. I mean that if my shoulders are rounded here, I'm kind of standing up straight, and that helps to initiate that movement. So I draw down, I settle, and then I kind of straighten my back, standing up tall, helps the arms to ascend and settle. I like the ringtone anyway. That's pretty cool. That was majestic. Oh, that's awesome. Nice. No, it's all good. So, okay. So now we're going to do holding the low hoop. We go shoulder height. You're talking about the show Outlander? Yep. That was a good show. That's the music. Yeah. We drop the elbows holding the small ball. Mm-hmm. Good. We'll bring the elbows out, turn the palms over, straighten the arms, the legs, and the spine. Everything standing tall but relaxed. Straighten the wrist, fingers towards the floor. Very good. Deep breathing. Very good. Okay, so we're going to step back out into that empty stance to the side. So same alignment as before, we go to that kind of T-step, but this time we're going to point our toe 45. And what that's going to do for us is instead of when we shift, instead of turning 90, our body's actually going to naturally stop at 45 because your body wants to align itself to the foot that has weight on it, and our foot is facing 45. So we sit back, bend the right knee, we turn to the right, shift to the left, bend the left knee, turn to the left, sit back on the right, bend the right knee, turn to the right, shift to the left, turn to the left, sit back on the right, turn to the right. Very good. Right hand to the shoulder, left hand to the hip, and just as a reminder, the hands are just going to pass each other and reset. So we shift, turn the waist, sit back. So when we go to the left hand comes up high, Yeah, so when we shift forward to the left leg, the left hand is the one that comes up. You're all right. Shift, lift. So right hand to the shoulder, left hand to the hip. Shift to the left, lift the left. Good. Sit back, reset. Shift, turn, sit back, reset. Shift, turn. Remember, we don't want to extend out. There is a space between my elbow and my ribs when I'm holding this position, but I'm not going to extend my arm out. I'm going to pivot from the elbow. So this is pivoting from the shoulder. You end up more stretched out. This is pivoting from the elbow. Yep, that's it. So we're here. Shift, turn, sit back, reset. Shift, turn, sit back, reset. Shift, turn, sit back, and reset. Very good. So let's step out with our right foot, pointing the toe to the corner. We shift to the right, turn to the right, sit back on the left, turn to the left. Shift to the right, turn to the right, sit back on the left, turn to the left. Shift to the right, turn to the right, sit back on the left, turn to the left. So here we want to put our left hand at the shoulder and our right hand at the hip. Shift to the right, right hand is the one that comes up. Good, and we reset. Very good. Shift, turn, sit back, turn. Shift, turn, sit back, turn. Shift, turn, sit back, turn. Shift, turn, sit back, and turn. Very good. Deep breathing. Both palms face down, feet shoulder width. We're going to make a circle with the right arm. And now a circle with the left. Very good. Now right, followed by the left, followed by the right, followed by the left. Very good. Now when we pick up the right this time, we're going to turn to the right, put it down, pick up the left, turn to the left. Pick up the right, turn to the right, put it down, pick up the left, turn to the left. Pick up the right, turn to the right, put it down, pick up the left, turn to the left. Good. So I know it's actually a lot to keep track of. There's a lot of moving parts. Even when we're breaking it down, we say, okay, we're going to do this. That's one thing. We're going to do this. That's another thing. We're going to put both things together. That would be enough for your brain to kind of keep track of all at once. And now we're also asking ourselves to turn the waist and keep track of which side is which. And so it can be a big ask. But one of the things that I want to remind everybody is when I'm here and I turn, I'm not separating from the arm, and I'm not simply bringing this hand to the side. I turn the waist and both arms go with the body. Then I put this hand down, I pick this hand up, and I turn, both hands go with the body. So think of the low hand resting on an invisible counter. It doesn't just go straight like down at the side of the body. Actually, the wrist is bent. When I turn, it kind of wipes that counter because it comes with me. Right? So it's not wiping the counter independently of the body, it's wiping the counter because of the body. So let's try that again briefly. We pick up the right, as we turn to the right, the left hand stays with the body. We put it down, we pick up the left, we turn to the left. We put it down, we pick up the right, we turn to the right. That's really nice. We put it down, we pick up the left and turn to the left. That's excellent, everyone. Good. Low hoop again. This time we lift, palms out, drop the elbows, cross. Low hoop, lift, palms out, drop the elbows, cross. Low hoop, lift, palms out, drop the elbows, cross. Low hoop, lift, palms out, drop the elbows, cross. Low hoop. Good. Shoulder height, turn the palms out, thumbs down. We're going to draw that figure 8 pattern. We go out, in, 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 out, and in. Very good. Palms waist high, elbows out. We form the circle, gather the fists, and we extend. Very good. Palms up, form the circle, gather the fists, and extend. Palms up, form the circle, gather the fists, and extend. Palms up, form the circle, gather, and extend. Palms up, form the circle, gather, and extend. Very good. Neutral position. We're going to do the first version of this, which is keeping the center line. Draw down and around. 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 Now the same thing, but this time when we draw down, as we come around with the right arm, we're going to bring the left hand down to make room. And we're going to come around with the left, we're going to bring the right hand down to make room. So basically the first version, we're occupying the same space at the same time, right? Normally in Tai Chi, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't bring both hands together. We would pass one through to the other, one through to the other. So this gives us the direction and the position for final posture from here to here and from here to here. It helps us to reference the center because otherwise I might do this, right? But I'm used to doing this, and so that sets that reference for where the center of the body is, the center line. Once we get used to that, when we're in the form sequence and we make a transition, say from flying diagonally, we step up, we go 1, 2. So that's how you transition from one position to the next position, right? It's the same when we're doing flying diagonally here, we go 1, 2, then we do our grass espouse tail, we do all that stork flaps wings. So all of these situations where we step up 1, 2. So I know it can be a little more of a challenge, but when we're doing the second version, if we draw down with the right hand, when you bring your right hand up, and now you have to bring it to the center. You could bring it to the center without the waist, or you could start to turn your waist. If you use your body to bring it to the center, your other hand, because you're turning your waist slightly, is going to retract slightly anyway, right? You bring your left hand up and you bring it around by turning your waist, and your right hand moves out of the way. So we come up and around, make room, up and around, make room. Very good. Up and around, make room. That's beautiful. Up and around, make room. 2 more times. Up and around, make room, and up and around, make room. Very nicely done. Good. So that's achieving a higher level of coordination there. That's pretty cool. We're going to go horizontal elbow with the right, thumb facing up, left palm against the right palm, and we gently alternate the elbow by relaxing the shoulder. Very good. Let's switch. Round out with your left, right palm against left palm, and alternate. Very good. Back to neutral position. We're going to draw the bow. We turn to the right and then back to the middle. Turn to the left and then back to the middle. Very good. Turn to the right and back to the middle. Turn to the left and back to the middle. Turn to the right and back to the middle. And one more time, turn to the left and back to the middle. Beautifully done. Let's open up the feet, toes facing out to the corners. We're going to bend the knees slightly, cross the wrists in the middle, lift, big circle. Cross, lift, big circle. Cross, lift, big circle. Cross, lift, big circle. Very good. Now we're going to turn to the corner, basically facing the right knee. Cross, lift, and as we make our big circle, turn back to the middle. That's one side. Now we do the other side. We turn to the left, cross, lift, turn back to the middle. Good. Turn to your right, cross, lift, turn back to the middle. Very nicely done. Turn to your left, cross, lift, turn back to the middle. Turn to your right, cross, lift, turn back to the middle. Turn to your left, cross, lift, turn back to the middle. Awesome. Feet shoulder width. We're going to cross with our right arm on the outside. Raise the right hand and press with the left. And we switch. Very good. Deep breathing. Very good. So as I often ask, there rarely is, but no pressure. Any questions? You got one. Beautiful. Yes, yeah. So this is one of the tricky aspects of this, outside of the fact that we're trying to do 9 things at once, right? Is that we are doing this cross lift movement, but we're turning the waist once and then a second time for that one side. It's like draw the bow in that way, that we turn towards and away, and that's one side. We're more inclined to go, but that's actually not exactly what we're trying to do. We want to make 2 separate movements. Sure. So let me just think about a good way to describe this. When we're not turning the waist, we cross, lift, and we make a big circle. We cross, lift, and make a big circle. Now, when I turn to my right, I do the same thing. I cross, lift. As I make my big circle, I turn to the left, which makes my, turn to the left, which makes my right hand push out to the side and my left hand come with me, right? Yep, so this hand, as I turn away, you're right, you're not doing this. That's correct. That's correct. So as I lift, as I make my big circle, I turn away, and that gets me to the middle position with this hand above the head and this hand out. When I go to this side, I cross, lift, I turn away as I make my big circle, and that puts me there. That's perfect. Yeah, that's a great question as well. Really good. Yeah. So this is actually a really common thing in Tai Chi, is that very often we overreach, right? It's like doing this versus doing this. Part of this is just kind of human nature or instinct. If you put your finger out in front of a baby, they kind of, right? Now, I don't know if that's because they can't see very well yet or what it is, but they instinctually reach out and grasp, right? And it seems that in Tai Chi that sometimes happens as well. We'll interpret a movement like this as this. We'll interpret a movement like this as this. It just looks bigger than it is. And part of that's because we're not used to seeing body movement. We're used to seeing hand movement, right? So you're probably very used to seeing someone doing this, and you probably never see them doing this, right? So it is kind of natural that we end up kind of overreaching sometimes. And the thing that we're always trying to do to get back to in Tai Chi is that that idea of the dog wagging the tail versus the tail wagging the dog. The body is always the dog. Your appendages, whether it's your arm or your leg, is the tail. That's the thing that you're trying to move by virtue of moving the body, right? This move, I know, so it can be a lot. This movement looks like the arms are doing this. But even in part the horse's mane, which is a simpler version of silk reeling, if you want to think of it that way, in part the horse's mane, really what's happening is I'm setting a joint angle that the arms are naturally inclined to move in that direction now. But what makes my hands move is the fact that I shifted and then relaxed the hip and naturally turned to alignment. So even that is not as much arm as we might think it is, right? But there's a certain part of that we can't help it because we mimic what we see. That's how we learn, right? I could talk about Tai Chi all day long, and I'll try to cut the talk down in a second, but I could talk about Tai Chi all day long, but you'll never learn it as well as if you see me doing it and you follow along with it, right? Now, just following along without explanation or instruction is also a pretty tough way to learn, but we mimic what we see, and sometimes what we are mimicking is the visual kind of translation of what we're translating in our brain. Okay, I saw the hands did, all right, we're going, that's what we're doing versus doing this. So that's something you just, it takes getting used to. The more you do it. My original teacher, Huang Tifu Sifu, he used to say, and it was always translated because I didn't speak Toisan, which is a dialect of Chinese, like more similar to Cantonese than it is to Mandarin. But he would always say, if you get one thing, you get all things. And that was a completely wrong translation. What it should have been is once you can do something and you've experienced what it feels like to do that thing, whatever that principle is, wherever that thing shows up in whatever you're doing, whether it's the Tai Chi form or a Kung Fu form, then you'll have that thing, right? So it's not, because if it was all you had to do was learn one move in Tai Chi and you'd know all of Tai Chi, that would be pretty convenient. It put me out of a job pretty quickly, but but I'd be okay with it if we could just keep improving people's health. I'm all right with it. But so that doesn't quite work that way, sadly. But if we get the idea that we turn the body to drive the arms, that we turn the body to drive the arms, that we turn the body to drive the arms, then that starts to kind of click for us and we don't have to think about it as much. The more we can automate movement, the better it is for us because it's so much detail to think about while you're trying to recall it, right? Good, okay. So what I'd like to do is, again, let's jump into the chairs quickly. And okay, great. So I'd like to run through, okay, again, just as a reminder for anyone who's watching, I know Kathleen already knows this, but for anyone else who might be watching, that I don't sit with my back against the back of the chair. Even tucking back, you may say, well, your back is fairly straight, what's wrong with that? But when your back's tight to the seat back, you have less ability to turn your waist. So if you can scoot forward a little bit. The other thing that does is makes a connection with the floor with the feet. That's a better connection than if I'm back here, kind of, you don't have that same flat-footed connection if you can feel that. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to narrate the whole thing. We're going to go through the first section and then the second section of the form. And as I recall, we had made it last time, we made it through the punch and the leopard and tiger springs to mountain, fist under elbow. Had we stopped there, or did we even make it past that into the repulse the monkey section? Yeah, I think we might have made it to the repulse the monkey section. Yep. Yeah. Had we gotten to this thing yet? Okay. All right. So let's get through the first two sections to start, and then we add the third section as well, which is that repulse monkey and into the fist, the block parry punch section of the form. And we'll actually be pretty close to finishing the form. There's a few movements left, but not a lot. So if we can get through the entire form sequence without the legs, when we go to put the legs together, we're going to be at a big advantage because we'll have a little bit more of what we're doing with the arms locked into memory. Okay, so here we are, preparation. We raise up, draw down, and settle. Neutral position with the left hand on top. Horizontal elbow, palm against palm. This is beginning style on the left. And now we alternate the elbow, flying diagonally on the left. We make that transition now of strum the lute. We bring the left hand to the center, and then the right hand comes over the top. Perfect. Horizontal elbow with the right, palm against palm. This is grasp the sparrow's tail. Extend out square, connect at the wrist, draw down to the hip. Left palm up, push your right hand to the right hip, lift the hand to the shoulder, and we go forward. We hook the right hand, turn to the right corner, leaving the right hand there. We come across, single whip. Very good. Center with the left hand and low. Center with the right hand and high, holding the ball. Cross your wrist with your right hand on top. Flying diagonally, left hand comes up. And again, we go center and then over the top, center. Horizontal elbow with the right again, palm against palm. We're going to slightly lower the hands before raising the right hand while we press with the left. Turn your right palm out. We gently bend forward, turn to your left, and come back up with both arms in a hoop, stork flaps wings. Nicely done. Now we're into the second section. We go neutral position with the left hand on top. Turn the left palm out, round out to the outside with the right, and we turn to the right corner. Alternate the elbow, draw straight down with the left hand, turn to the front, adjust your left elbow and palm out with your right, brush knee on the right side. Beautifully done. Left hand on top again, and we simply repeat that same movement. Left palm out, round out to the outside, turn to the right, alternate, draw straight down, turn to the front, adjust your elbow, right palm out. Very good. Neutral position, left hand top for the third time. This time we go horizontal elbow with the left, palm against palm. And now we're going to do brush knee on the left. We turn to the left, alternate, draw straight down, turn to the front, adjust your elbow, left palm out. Good. Neutral position with the right hand on top this time. You got it. Horizontal elbow with the right, palm against palm. We do brush knee again on the right. We turn, alternate, draw straight down, turn to the front, adjust the elbow, palm out. Good. Neutral position, left hand on top. Now we're going to turn 45 degrees, left palm up, turn back to the front, turn both palms out, extend the arms, closing the door, and then settle. Good. Right palm, which is waist high, is face up. We're going to form the circle. Now, as we gather the fist, we're going to withdraw, turning our waist. We bring the fist back. Now we turn the waist, bringing the fist to the center. Withdraw again. Left elbow out, we turn to the left corner. Left elbow down, we turn to the right corner. And we turn back to the front, punching to the center. We're going to bring the left arm around, bring it underneath your right arm. Drop both elbows, turn the palms out, and we press out. Leopard and tiger springs to mountain. Very good. Neutral position, left hand on top. We turn to the right corner, horizontal elbow, and turn back to the front. So again, when we're here, we turn to our right, bring both palms waist high, turn back to the front. Good. Neutral position, left hand on top. Make both hands fists. Leave your fists where they are, but turn your waist slightly. It brings your left elbow over your fist. It's fist under elbow. And back to neutral position, we're square. Very good. So how was that? It seems actually like everybody was pretty good with that sequence all the way through. There was a lot less kind of inside you might have been telling yourself, oh God, it's all coming off the rails. But outwardly, the appearance was that everybody was getting more comfortable with it. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure what I'm doing that I'm not.
So are you referring to the brush the knee when we turn back, adjust the elbow?
And we're coming down and you say, you got it over here, or we've gone this way, and it's here.
Sure. So, okay. So for here, what I mean is when we're here, we withdraw by turning the waist.
That one I thought, it's the
So the brush knee?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens when we do brush knee, let's say on the right-hand side to start, we alternate, we're gonna bring our left hand down over our left hip. When I turn, notice that this is a horizontal elbow, right? So my hand's kind of in front of me here until I relax the shoulder and adjust the elbow. Now the hand is to the side and now the palm is out. When we're doing this in a seated position, the one thing that we're missing is the weight shifting back and forth. If I do it on my feet for a second, just to show you what happens when we're on our feet, when I'm here and I turn to the front, if this hand is still here, I'm kind of in my own way with this hand. If I adjust this hand to the side, then I can go past this hand. So what I'm, yeah, so what I'm doing is changing my elbow position from horizontal to vertical. It's less apparent because we're used to our horizontal to vertical being this. But if I put this at the waist, it's the same thing as this. It's just here. Yes. So again, because of the way that we get that hand there in the first place, sometimes you might be inclined when we're doing the brush knee movement to bring the hand over here because you know you end up over here. But that's a mistake because that's isolated hand movement without the body. When I bring the hand here, I'm going to turn to the front and then make that adjustment as this comes out. Right? So I'm not going to stay in the horizontal. This horizontal elbow, I guess to clarify further, a hoop shape is very strong from the outside, right? So it's really strong this way. It's not very strong this way, right? So this is why you with a bottle cap, you pull one side up, it's weak. If you tried to grab it like this and just pop the thing off, you'd have to have a crazy grip to do that. It's very strong this way. And so we're using that hoop from a perspective of application, even though it's not our primary focus. But what I'm doing is I'm turning to the side, someone's going to punch or push, and I'm pressing down on top of their arm. I don't have enough leverage with my arm to just push their arm to the side, but I can turn my body. That brings their arm to the side. But if their arm is here, in order for me to go forward, I actually have to adjust this so that their arm ends up over here and I can come past, right? So when we're here, we press down, we turn to the front. We have to turn this palm out. We're going to adjust this elbow and then turn that palm out. Yeah. I hope that's helpful. I know that was a long way around to get there, but.
Well, telling us that you're moving someone
yeah.
out of your way, that's another thing to remind you you're moving.
Yes. Yeah. So a lot of times I show application of the movement from the form, not because I think this is going to be really handy when they're going nuts at that sale on the supermarket and they try to push you out of the way and you just, no way, lady, that's, you know, right, exactly. I'll help you for that next Black Friday sale that no one's probably ever going to go to the store for again anyway, no matter what happens with COVID. But it's really because that puts a visual in your brain that allows you to recall what's happening. So as you just said, you said, oh, well, if I'm thinking of there's something I have to move to the side, that helps me to remember to do that. So that's kind of that's the whole idea behind that.
Because I keep forgetting that this is a combat more than just doing the form. It's the form that's teaching us so that we know the combat.
Yeah, yeah.
And therefore, it's
sure. So ideally, even beyond the idea of combat, because I would have to offer full disclosure at this time. If we think that we're going to take a Tai Chi class once a week at the Walpole Council on Aging and we're going to be Tai Chi killers, sadly, it's not true. I have to fess up right now. Everybody gets up and just leaves. Never mind. You know, thought I was going to be a ninja from this class, but you know, right, right. But again, because it can help us to inform what we're doing so that we can have a visual and it can remind us to do that, that's useful, right? It's just like this. if I'm never going to apply the movement, it doesn't matter if both hands are together at the same time. But if I'm intercepting somebody coming in with one hand, I intercept here, this hand comes over the top, and that gives me control of that person. Again, that can help just to give us another reference to hang on to mentally, right? All right, so let's try that again. Preparation, we draw down, neutral position, left hand on top. Horizontal elbow with the left, palm against palm, nice. Alternate the elbow, diagonal flying on the left. Left hand to the center, right hand comes over the top. Horizontal elbow with the right, palm against palm. Grasp the sparrow's tail. We extend out, connect at the wrist, draw down to the left hip. Left palm up, push your right hand to the right hip. Lift the hand to the shoulder, we push out. Hooking the left hand, turn to the left corner, and we come across, single whip. Center and low, good. Center and high, holding the ball. Cross the wrist with the right hand on top, and we go flying diagonally on the left again. Left hand to the center, the right hand comes over the top. Horizontal elbow with the right, you got it. Left palm against right palm. Lower the hand slightly, we raise the right hand, turn it palm out as we press with the left. Bend at the waist, turn to your left, and we come back up. Stork flaps wings. Now we go neutral position, left hand on top. Here's our second section of the form. Left palm out, round out to the outside. Very good. Turn to your right, alternate. We draw straight down with the left hand, turn to the front, adjust the elbow, and right palm out. Very good. Neutral position again with the left hand on top, palm out with the left, round out to the outside for your second time. Turn to your right, alternate, draw straight down, turn to the front, adjust the elbow, right palm out. Very good. Neutral position, left hand on top for the third time in a row. This time we go beginning style on the left, into brush knee on the left. So we turn to the left, alternate the elbow, draw straight down, turn to the front, adjust your right elbow, and palm out with your left. Very good. Right hand on top, neutral position, horizontal elbow, palm against palm. Turn to your right, alternate, draw straight down, turn to the front, adjust the elbow, and palm out. Neutral position with the left hand on top. Now we're going to do strum the lute. So we're going to turn to the right corner, turn the left palm up, and turn right back to the front. We turn both palms out and extend the arms, closing the door, and settle in the arms. Good. Right palm, which is waist high, is face up. We're going to form that circle. As we gather the fist, we turn the waist to withdraw, and now we turn the waist to extend. We turn the waist to withdraw, left elbow out, turn to the left corner. Left elbow down, turn to the right corner. Turn to the front and extend. Left arm makes a circle, comes underneath. We drop both elbows. Leopard and tiger springs to mountain. We turn the palms out and extend. Neutral position, left hand on top. We turn to the right corner, horizontal elbow, turn back to the front. So this is coming over the top, waist high, turning back to the front. Now we go neutral position, left hand on top, make fists, turn 45, fist under elbow, and back to neutral position. Very good. So again, it seems like that's starting to get easier. Again, you might not be at a point where, in fact, we're probably not at a point where everyone says, sure, I could do that on my own without help, right? But we are building the muscle memory for that, which is kind of, you know, that becomes more useful as we strive for memory. Let me just give a quick time check. Okay, so we got 2 minutes. And let's use them. So let's see if we can do that same sequence of events without narration, but we leave nobody behind. So I'll wait, and I will certainly give pointers or help as we go if anyone gets lost. So here we go, and we begin. Good. Beautifully done, everyone. Excellent. Good. So good. Good. Very good, everyone. Very good. That was pretty awesome, actually. Nobody got lost. No one needed prompting. That was beautiful. Yeah. So that is a sign that it is starting to kind of get in there. Yeah. Whether it's through experience or osmosis, we're getting there. Yeah. Really, really well done. Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, hopefully anyone who wants to join tomorrow as well, the Zoom class, 1:15. And then, yeah, if not, I'll see you guys on Tuesday of next week. All right. Thanks for coming.